Could it be that your emotional needs are not being met? You're not having the safe space, the comfort, the ability to share your thoughts, your needs, or you have this desire of feeling loved, nourished, and like you can express yourself freely and have that safe, comforting feeling with your partner. Well, there is 12 signs that your emotional needs are not being met. And I'm going to go through them now. Well, let's go right into it. Number 1, you're feeling unheard or invalidated. Your thoughts and feelings, when you express them, are being called like that's silly or that's stupid. Like, why would you do that? Why would you want that? Like your actual human of what you want to do or your thing that excites you is being suppressed by what the other person deems important. You guys know that communication is crucial in a relationship, but you feel like you can't even have a decent conversation, small talk, or even deeper conversations. Like talking is a chore. Like you can't really express yourself or even joke around. Like the communication is a heavy load in this relationship. Is that the case? Number 3 is, do you feel like you're getting constantly criticized? Like you're being blamed for a bunch of things. Like anything that happens wrong, you're the first one to be blamed. That's really not great, because in a relationship, it's not your fault constantly. The issue is the issue and we're both going to work towards it. We're not going to point fingers. Number 4 is that you have an emotional distance. Whether or not you have great things happen to you or bad moments happen to you, there's not a safe space for you to verbalize it in your home or in your relationship. The person you're with is not asking follow-up questions or isn't really responding to anything you say. And as a result, number 5, you feel lonely. You think you're left to your own devices. You ruminate on things that you just want to put out of your chest. It's like you feel heavy-hearted. You can't express how you're feeling because you've already felt dismissed in the past. So just going up to your partner to express yourself feels like you're just going to get rejected again. And that doesn't feel good. That again, it's not a good sign. Because why would we feel lonely in a companionship of someone we love? Love feels connection. Love feels pure. Love feels no shame. Love feels acceptance and feeling appreciated. Not feeling lonely in the presence of that person. And then the other one is, do you feel like it's just one-sided? You're doing all the things to make up for everything. You're being blamed, but you're making up for the situation. Like, okay, this is not working. Like, maybe we can do this. But you're coming up with all the solution. And your partner's sitting back, watching you do all the things and not chipping in. No, in a relationship, it's both parties putting in the effort. And some days, of course, you'll be putting more effort than the other person. But it's not keeping scores, but at the same time realizing that the other person, feeling like the other person is invested. And if you don't see that, well, then you're not connected, you're not union. So you feel that emotional neglect. That is sad, because if you don't feel like you're getting anything in return, like you're just pouring your heart out, you're being vulnerable, you're creating these scenarios to help your partner, but you're not receiving that anything back. Not in the moments that you like or want, let alone you feel like you don't want to burden them with anything. But yeah, your burden is your partner's burden. And then we have lack of affection. The simple hugs, the simple cuddles, those in-between moments when you meet yourself in the corridor, if you're walking, but you're hugging each other, you're embracing each other. Your company within each other isn't absent, it's connection. But in this case, there's a lack. You feel you're missing a physical affection that you're longing for. And you know that like hug would just create that intimacy within you, that you want to go back to that, but you just don't have that in your relationship. But that's what you want. You want emotional, physical connection. And then you have these conflicts, these fights that don't get you anywhere. It's potential bickering and blah, 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 but it's not progressive. It's a continuous cycle where your partner is not taking accountability. Your partner is not seeing any fault, or even brushing it like it never happened. Like, this is how I'm gonna act, and my behavior has no consequences. So of course it's going to make you feel distant and sad and emotional. There's an emotional neglect in there. So now you're dependent on external sources of comfort. You're turning to videos, you're turning to other family members, maybe explaining how your partner's not making you feel good. But it just adds more frustration, because you're not really getting to the root cause, or the problem has just become so big that it's tough. Be aware of it. Give yourself the love. You are deserving of feeling validated. I understand. I completely understand that this is not easy for you. And I'm not going to take that away from you. We need to experience these emotions, and we need to be able to have that. There's other ways to do that. You can seek out therapy. You can seek out journaling as a method to unload and not make sense of things. But ultimately, we understand that the connection between you and your relationship and your partner is sacred. It's something you want to build up. And if you don't have that in your relationship, is that something you could bring up and change, or is it just you feel like it's not possible? But whatever, don't undermine the importance of your feelings, thoughts, and your needs.